Part 2 of the Purge. Let people kind of come on. I've got a series of beverages here because yesterday I was talking so much that I needed something to drink. So I'm better prepared today. Hope you guys enjoyed the first purge. I've just kind of left everything here. We're going to continue on. If you remember correctly, while people are signing on, if you remember what I was talking about, I'm still kind of thinking through how to do this. This is right now Hot Wheels basics that we're concentrating on. And I've talked about these cross-section collections, which sounds way too rhymey, but it's kind of how I think about it. Like I've got the Super Treasure Hunt collection with the basic counterparts for the Supers. I've got Hot Wheels ID. I've got all the Zamax, all the red editions. And what I like about those collections is it allows me to have one each of castings that maybe I don't necessarily collect. And what I found myself doing is kind of moving away from the completionist part of my basic collection and wanting more representations. That being said, I've been given a lot of thought over the last 24 hours since or what is it, 16 hours, 18 hours, since we did the last one about some of these castings, because I also have to account for content. Like I like making videos, and what a lot of people like about Lamley is I'll come and show a new car and then kind of give a little bit of the history, but I can't have everything, and I never have. I really just I truly just draw from the cars that I'm most interested in. And so I figure like if I'm not interested in some of these anymore, then maybe it's time for them to go, and that's kind of the narrative here. So that's kind of what we're doing. If I like it, I'll keep it. That's not necessarily. It's not that simple. If I want it in the collection, because there's not much I don't like, right? I think that's been well documented. But I have my premium we'll talk about later, but there's so many cool basics. But do I have to have all of them? Is the question. Now there's some we're going to talk about because I think they're such prime candidates that we just talk about. Like they make for such, like people want to know. Okay, let's see here. Do I sell on eBay? No. Well, I have in the past and I will in the future at times. So right now, everything that I'm purging, and I've made this well documented, everything that I'm purging right now is going to eventually show up on Whatnot. I have a channel there. I love the way they do things. I'll do auctions. I'll do giveaways. I'll have someone to buy it now. But everything that I'm purging, the plan is for all of them to become available to those who want them, right? And I feel that some giveaways, but there are specific cars here that someone's going to really want, and I don't like doing giveaways. Sorry, there's the dog. I don't like doing giveaways per se because I love doing giveaways. I love giving away stuff, but if there's a specific more rare item that someone wants, I want to give them the chance to get it, right? And so randomly getting something, that's one of the reasons I sometimes will sell chases too. But anyway, that's another discussion for another time. I want your input, so tell me what you like as we talk about this stuff. Like I truly am listening to you guys. So one thing that we did yesterday as we were going was create a new model collection, right? I'm kind of pulling out, I'm going to reorganize these by year and release, but we're putting aside all of the new models. I figure that's a great cross-section collection. And I think we're going to start, after looking at it and talking to some of you guys, I think we're going to start 2009, which means there's a lot of cars for me to acquire, and that will be fun, and that will be great content for the channel. This is the collection so far. So we've eliminated new models. They go to the new model collection, and then anything else that I just didn't want. And literally, the collection has turned into. We've gone through I think 4 or 5 cases, and we're down to one half of one. There we got Alfa Romeo, Audi, BMW, and then back to BMW. That's it. That's where we're at. So we've done a ton of purging, and we'll continue to do it. We're starting with Bugatti. So let's make sure my lighting is good. And I appreciate all your comments. Whatnot app is where we'll be. So, excuse me. And I'll put the links up. Let me full disclosure, guys. I was going to have all the links ready. You can go to the Whatnot channel. There's a link in the description right now. And if you haven't signed up for Whatnot, use the link there, because what happens is then it gives you, if you sign up through me, you get a $15 credit towards the first thing you buy, which is nice. And if you follow me, and then I'll be, when I announce a show or schedule a show, you'll get a notification of it, so you'll always know when I'm doing it. Full disclosure, guys, I created something special for those that want to buy these cars, and it didn't come out the way I had hoped. So it's back to the company that was doing it. I picked them up on Friday, and they're going to be exclusive. I don't want to give too many details away, but they were going to be exclusive to those who buy from this collection, and they weren't to my liking. They weren't up to the standard that I like to set. So I'm giving them a few days to fix it. If they do, great, and I'll be ready to, but I don't want to start selling and then bring these in later, and those that bought earlier don't get these. So so I might do 2 more purge videos next week, live streams next weekend, and then we'll start selling the following weekend. We'll see. But you'll know. In the meantime, sign up for Whatnot. All right. Bugatti. I will say this right now. Gosh, I don't like the lighting here. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to say this about the Bugattis. I love this casting, and there's nothing about it that that makes me want to give up any of these. So far, I know there's a Forza one or something, but this will go into the new model section. So let me pull that out. Here, I've got it. Like I said, the production value on these videos isn't great. I'm just going as we go. And I'll drop some things. So that goes into the new model section that we're creating. And these other 2 will go into the permanent collection. All right. I think the yellow, sorry. And silver. I love that silver version. Really, really dig that casting. All right. Here's a dilemma. This is one of those like kind of interesting castings that has, this is the Veyron, that has some good versions and some terrible versions and an awful casting. So this is not going to go into the new models, because this was, I'm going to start at 2009. This was a 2004 new model. I'll definitely keep this because this is relevant. So the debate now is this one. It's faster than ever counterpart. That's from like 2006, 2007. These horrifically bad mystery models. The yellow and the white. And then the OK release from, I think, 2008, 2009, something like that. And the still very popular Walmart exclusive in satin red. So, 2 debates here, and then it's been retooled, and it's far, far better. And I think we're finally getting the second version of this retooled casting in some sort of set, like maybe Forza or Fast and Furious or something like that. I saw a picture of it. So this casting is coming. I'm definitely keeping this one. So the debate, let me hear from you guys. I'm leaning towards keeping them all. And the reason is because I still think it's a very relevant casting. One that I think it's not a huge burden on my collection. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's kind of interesting because I think there's going to be some interesting releases of this casting. And I think it's interesting to show all of them. So let's see. They're on 2003 new models from Peak Time. Thank you. Peak Time would know. He's got the supercars down. Yeah, I don't know. Peak Time, I'd get your opinion on this. Well, you would say to keep them. I know you would. Hello from Portugal. I think I'm gonna keep these. I think I'm gonna keep all of them. Put them all in the permanent collection. Let's see here. Just because I think they... Hey, 64 Wheels, what's up, man? Just because I think it's interesting. All right, let me move these over. We need a date and diecast divider, don't we? Remember, guys, that and we'll talk more about this as we go. The date and diecast dividers are available this weekend with free shipping if they're in the U.S. So if you keep these cases, which you can buy at Joann, they're called Creative Options Thread Organizers. You can buy them at Hobby Lobby. You can buy them at Joann. I think I put a link to Joann in the description, so you can buy the cases, and then you can get these dividers and turn this big slot into two, which is so helpful when you're... I mean, I'm saving so much space. And Date and Diecast, there's a link down, dateanddiecast.com. They're offering free shipping in the U.S. So, where's that other one? There it is. Okay, so I've got the Bugatti all set up. I know we're going to be adding to that, so right now I haven't been making any space, but maybe once I reorganize, I'll make a little bit of space there for that one, because I know that's coming out. There's obviously going to be more of these cars, but I will definitely add the Fast and Furious version. I'm not sure if I'll be adding more to this collection, only because for different cars, only because my whole point now is going to be not to add everything. So it has to be like a version I like. If the Fast and Furious has like Fast and Furious tampos all over it, I don't want it. But if it's plain, what was it, white, then I do. Date and Diecast, you guys are putting me to work this weekend. Good, man. Good. Peak time. I would get rid of everything before my Bugatti collection. Meaning, would you get rid of, like, you would keep, I get it, you would keep your Bugattis. If you had to get rid of everything, but keep one thing, you'd keep the Bugattis. All right, good. That makes me feel good. All right, let's go. Let's keep with the Bugattis. Not surprised by that one, Peak Time. We know you're a supercar guy, so I think there are some decisions I'm going to make in the near future here that you're not going to be too fond of, but we'll see. All right, the Chiron, I'm keeping this for sure. Love this casting. This will go into the new models, so let's put that one off to the side, and then loved everything so far of this black Zamac. This 5-pack might be the best one, I think, because I love the wheels. I love the color. It like fits the Chiron perfectly. Then here's that mystery model. That's okay. I know it's pretty good. I don't like the wheels on it. And then I have we obviously have the premiums, and I have the ID in my ID collection. So new models, where are you? There you go. Oh man, I feel like I had this better organized yesterday. Like maybe if I move this camera over just a little bit, I'll kind of twist this. This one goes into new models right there. Remember, we'll organize it by year. Here, I'm going to do this. There we go. Okay, that might give me a little more space to work. Because I'm streaming, but I'm working. All right. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, black. Zamac. 5-pack. Mystery. Done. These two kind of match, don't they? Kind of. Kind of. All right. Cadillac. We're done with the B's, guys. Moving on to C with Cadillac. I don't have a ton of Cadillacs. Let's talk. CTSV. I've always liked this casting. Used to have that super rare lace wheel variation. I don't have it anymore. I just kept there was a PR5 variation of that one. I got rid of that too. So these will go into the first editions, right? And that would be the black. Actually, that would be the entire collection, right? Outside of this holiday one. So I would have, if I do just the first editions, I keep these 3 colors. There was other releases of this one. I think I'm good just going into the first editions, because these are all first editions. And then the holiday one I'll get rid of, which it's a nice version, but I don't need it. Has the I can't go full close up here, but it has a little holiday logo on the side. But it's a nice version. I guess I could keep it. Yeah, I'll keep it. This one's gone though. This was I don't need this one. This one is from I don't know. It was from a few years ago, a couple of years ago. It's got that little stripe on it. It's kind of cool because it's Cadillac Racing, but I'm good with just these four plain versions. And you know what? It's about purging. I'll get rid of this one too. I'm happy with just keeping the new models. So let's bag those up. Two white ones go into the collection. Those are good cars too. I think some people will be happy with those. So yeah, here, this one's gone. And what series was that from? That white one. Stripe's cool. But again, I don't have all the CTSVs. I don't need to keep all these. So these are gone. Starting a new box of the purged models. Let's get the new models out here. And add 3 Cadillacs. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. This one stays. I mean, their first editions, they're here. That's an easy one. There were some other versions of this one. I didn't care for them. There is the NFT version, but I have that in the NFT collection. Something cool about that, look, it doesn't have the Treasure Hunt logo on it. Anyway, but it is one. All right, so that goes into the new models for sure. That's an easy one. Oh, and look, we're done. This particular case is done of new models. I can put that off to the side. And I have an empty case here from the other purging, so we can start up with that. Here we go. New model case number 2. I'm hoping that I can put, as I do licensed new models from 2009, 2010, as I pursue these cars, that will be kind of cool. All right, so this one, I like it. I'm not keeping it. I have the Gucci version. I have the NFT version. I'm good with those. There's the red edition that came out, so that will go into my red edition collection. So I'm good. It's a nice model. It has some novelty to it, but I'm good with that one. I mean, it just entered the collection, but it's out. So there it goes. I'm looking at your comments here as we go. I'm missing a lot of oh, guys, you can see I'm missing a ton of things. I mean, my collection of basics, I probably have 1% of everything released. You fought tooth and nail. Hey, we're all different. You're wondering why I'm giving away or why I'm getting rid of Chevys. That's how it goes, man. We all evolve. We all evolve. Our interests change. And I think that, by the way, new edition, this one's an easy one to keep. So it's going into the new models. New edition. First edition is what we call it. We combine and say new edition. But our interests change. And I think why am I putting those in bags? Oops. As our interests change, you just keep your collection alive if you're trying to just store and store and store. Some people like that too. Some people have the capability of doing that. I don't. All right, let's start the new model collection here. Go up like that. And it feels good to get rid of things. And I hate to be macabre, but we're all going to die someday. And I don't want to be leaving this as a burden for a spouse, kids, grandkids. If they want some of this, great. But if I were to die tomorrow, I would be I guess I'd be dead. But I don't want to leave this. So I'm always trying to keep it tight. I hate to be kind of macabre like that, but it's true. All right, this is easy. These are all first editions. Best versions of this casting anyway. This black version is amazing. There's a recolor that they did 4 first editions of this casting, and I need a fourth one. There's a blue one. I think the blue one may have been the first. Maybe this one was, but this black one is still one of the all-timers. It's one of the all-timers. It's so good looking. All right, so let's put that in the new model collection, and obviously, like, this will be something that I'll be pursuing that fourth one at some point. So this, see, I am definitely opening the door to going back in time and collecting some stuff that I don't have from the past. So this is one of the things about this that's kind of fun, is not only am I getting rid of stuff, but by trying to get all of the first editions, this goes in the first edition thing. I don't have any other castings that I have. There's a Zamak and stuff, Super Treasure Hunt. They go in that portion of the collection, but I am opening up. Like, it's going to be really fun over the next few years to fill in the gaps of these first editions. I have a lot of good ones, but there's some great ones, especially 2009, 2010. Look, we have a whole nother new empty case that we can pursue. So I still get to be a full collector here. All right, next one. I think we're moving into Chevy. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I actually asked this question on Instagram about this casting. Should I keep it? Should I purge it? Obviously, there's a lot of cars here that I'm keeping. Some of these aren't necessarily basic, but I don't know if it's known about. Well, some people know this. But this casting did not start in basics. In fact, there were 7 releases before it even hit the basic range. This is its basic debut right here. Is this Hot Wheels version. This is a Walmart exclusive. It started in Modern Classics, the first Modern Classics that was a June of My project. And there's even the legendary antifreeze one that I think is like worth, like, I mean, it was never released. June has a carded version, and then there's a couple loose versions out there. But it was never released, so it's not part of the official Silverado canon, so to speak. But yeah, it started in these like kind of like mid-premium lines where it had a metal base, but it was using basic wheels. And then, yeah, this was a Target exclusive, one of those retro lines. Look at the cool deco on that. Then there was a Valentine's version. These all had metal bases. Valentine exclusive, I think that was Walmart. Then here's these legendaries. Fire Rod, Military Rod, Police Rod. This one is fairly hard to find. It's a $100 car now, maybe 100, 150. These were impossible to find. Incredibly rare releases. The line was killed. They basically, the interesting thing they did these cars called Police, Fire, and Military Rod. And I think like the Fire were released at one store, like Toys R Us. Another one was released at like Target, and then the other one was released at Walmart. And the Military and Fire Rod Silverados were released in super, super rare numbers. I never thought I'd acquire these because some of these have gone as close to $1,000 each. But I actually got this one from the son of like one of the Annapolis fire chiefs. And they, up until just when this car was selling for like $600-700 at the time, $800 a few years ago, Annapolis was still giving these away at like events, carded versions of these, because they got, you know, a few cases of them to give away. I don't think they had any idea, not that they should have been selling them, but it's like they were giving away a $700 car. I made a trade for this one from someone who had a few of them. This is the one, I think I bought this on eBay. Someone was selling it. It fell off of the blister. Like the blisters are kind of poor quality. I haven't looked lately what these are going for. Carded, you know, I always think about what their value is carded, but these are, people have customized them and everything, but having the real thing, having carded obviously is the way to go if you want to have it's the value, but having all of the Silverado collection. Here's my deal with this. The Silverado, like the Gasser, like the 510 wagon, like the R34, is one of those like upper echelon castings. Like just kind of, it's achieved legendary status, right? 67 Camaro. But of the more recent ones, you've got the Silverado, the Gasser, 510 wagon. I think the R34 has hit that status. There might be a few others that we could discuss, but as we go. But here's the thing. I was thinking, like, if I look at this, now I don't have, the premiums are not part of this, right? So the RLC is on the wall. Other premiums are displayed. These are just the basics and those middle premiums. So I've got all of these, then the basics start. And if you look at it, these Hot Wheels racing versions are great. This one has a Super Treasure Hunt counterpart. That's in the Super Treasure Hunt collection. This was a Kmart exclusive, I believe. Maybe this one was a Toys R Us exclusive. I saw that this one's going for like 80 bucks each. Special line. This was the Roads, that whatever they called it, highways or something like that. This was a 5-pack version. This is the 5-pack version, the variation with the small wheels. I don't know if people knew about this one as much, but it was definitely one that you could find if you looked. You just had to know to look for it. You can see there's the normal wheels, and then this one had the small. So it has kind of a cool look to it with the small wheels. And then, you know, camo. Sorry, I'm down here. Camo. That one was a Truck Series recent release. I think it was mainline. This was mainline last year. And then you go over here, and we'll get to the gasser. And then the red edition was the last release. And I just did the K-Case unboxing. That'll post this week. There's this version, and this is gorgeous. Look at that. This basic release that was just put out. And I just think it's fantastic. And when I did the unboxing last night, when I filmed it, I was like, oh no. See, I was thinking about really cutting out my Silverado collection. I know I'm talking here a lot here, but I was thinking seriously about cutting out this collection. Actually, I'm going to do this. And then I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And the main reason, here's the red edition. The main reason I can't do it is because the square bodies are their own thing, right? And this square body is just an incredible, like it's always a big deal when one's released. And when I can show the RLC, the Super Treasure Hunt, and the legendary military and fire rods, it's too good to have them all. It's just too good. It's too good a content. Like it's good for videos when some special Silverados are released. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to purge one vehicle. We're just going to go with every release. So the variation, that's going to go. So you variation collectors, you'll have a chance at this one on Whatnot. I'm going to take that one out. I'm just going to go with the standard releases. I don't really care much about the variation in this case, and I feel like there's people out there that would rather have it, would be happier with it than I would be, and so I'm going to give it up. I'm going to put this one here, and we're going to call that a day. Done. Now let's talk about the gasser. See, it doesn't stop. So when I open this one up, that one will go right there, and I'll leave some spot. We'll just keep that. Well, I'm looking at my collection of cars. I guess I'll just leave a gap of this. So here, this is me talking. I'm going to leave that gap so we can fill in new cars as they come. So that case is done. We'll just basically go with this case since it's all Silverados over here. This will be the next case of just standard releases. There's no new model to add. And now we get to talk gasser. So first thing I got to do is add this small wheel Silverado to the purged. All right. Link to the cases. Yes, Tank, go look. It's in the description of this video. I put the link in the to Joanne. Now you can find them on Amazon, but there's no real dealer there, so they're overpriced. Joanne's better. Hobby Lobby. I've heard Hobby Lobby has them too. All right. And I'm seeing people talk about loose and stuff. This is what I'm purging is my loose collection. I've got carded stuff in storage, and I'm eventually getting rid of all that stuff too. But right now it's purging the basic collection. All right. We already know new models are out. So, or not out, but are going to be moved to the new model collection. That's 3 colors here. The patina, the gold, and the black. So done there. And so I'll add those to the new model collection. I've got, here we go. I think at one point, guys, and we'll see when it happens, I'm going to bump one of these cases and everything's going to fall out. So that will be, so anticipate that. We'll see what crazy things I do knock over. I just feel like it's going to happen. All right, so here's the rest of that collection. There's a Super Treasure Hunt. That's in the Super Treasure Hunt collection. These are all basics. There's a Zamak. I also have another one in the Zamak collection. I'm just looking at, there's the Target Red Edition. I have one of those in the Target Red Edition collection. That's a Heritage, so that's technically premium, but I have the other gassers in the premium collection. That was that, whatever they call that. These are all basics. This is the Amazon 5-pack version. So I have all of the, and then I have another gasser, right? The Tri-5 Terror. I'm going to bring it out here. It's in blue now. So that goes right there. I'm going to, I'm going to move these up. But same thing with the Silverado. Right now, the gasser, I don't like all of these. Not even remotely close do I like all of these. But I think there's so much. I've got all of the gassers with the exception of that employee release. But I think I will purge this collection quicker than I purge the Silverado. But I'm not going to do it yet. There's too much content with these that needs to be had. And if the hype dies down on these eventually, then I'll consider purging. But right now, it's too important for me from a video perspective to have these. So I think I need to keep them. But I desperately want to purge them. I really do. I mean, I would just honestly, I think I'd be really happy getting rid of all the. I love the Triassic 5, but we have the RLC version. This would be in, but I can't. This would be in the Super Treasure collection. This would be in the Zamak collection. This would be in the Red Edition, and I'd be totally fine with that. But I think right now, it stays. I think that has to happen. All right. Okay. I'm actually we're going to be just going to leave this as is and leave some space for those. And we're going to keep going. I know I kind of wussed out on the gasser and the Silverado, but I just think I have to think about my channel too. From a channel perspective, I think you could argue that I should keep everything, but I can't do that. But I think the gasser and the Silverado merit that. All right, let me look at the comments. We're already a half hour in. See how quickly this time goes? Looks like I'm just looking for any advice here. Guster would go. Yeah, I don't like the Guster version, but I think right now when I've got them all, I might as well. All right, let's talk about. We're still in Chevy. Let's go to the other side. No. All right, let's just do this. Something's gonna fall out. Yep. There. Had to make space. Okay. All right. Let's talk. Let's get down and dirty here. Nova Wagon, first edition. Out. One of these was a Walgreens exclusive. Out. This one's out, but it's also part of the Super Treasure Hunt collection. And this is the new one. It's out. Love the casting, but I'm happy with the first edition here. The Super Treasure Hunt, the one that's in Car Culture, right? In the which one was it? The Drag Strip Demons mix. I think it's like right, if you look, like right in the corner, you can see it just hidden right out of view here. There it is, right there. So that one's out. Let's get rid of those. The Zamak wagon, yeah, the Zamak Nova wagon. I know that's coming, and do I already have it? do. Right there. So it's already in the Zamek. There's the Porsche Taycan. So that one's already in the Zamak collection. So I'm good. I have a Super Treasure Hunt. I have the Zamak, and I have the first editions, and then the premiums. So I'm pretty good there. But that makes some space, some good space. So I'm bagging these up. Gassers are fun. American gassers fun to collect. I agree. I feel like that itch is scratched though with a lot of the like how they've moved to premium. But I'll keep the 55. All right. And I'm happy to have I have enough representation with these. All right, we need another Dayton diecast divider. There we go. Done. Can't remember what year that was released. All right, here's a Chevy or a Chevelle wagon. I only have two. So this would be, I used to have the first editions. I don't have many more. This is in the Zamak collection, but I still like it. The Hearst Chevelle wagon, I think, is just magnificent. So those go just in the standard collection. I'm going to keep those because I just like them. In fact, I can add those. Right here to the Chevy collection. Okay. Camaros. Okay, so I pursued these. This is one of those where it's like at one point I was like, I want all of these 9-pack versions. Wasn't that released last year? Nice clean version of the 67. I have a very small 67 collection. I have hardly any of them outside of a few premiums. I really liked this color. I'm kind of a sucker for the olive green. But I don't think they merit a lot here. So I think they can go. I've gotten enough satisfaction out of them. I had them. I had all three of the 9-pack versions. I have very little affinity for that casting. I have very little connection to this casting. As legendary and as important as it is, it's not one that I'm particularly fond of. So I feel fine. I actually still have, I think I have some other, here's this, I kind of got mixed up in my collection here. So I still have this 67. I really like this version. I'm going to keep that because the guys over at Race Service and the Ornamental Conifer did this artwork. It's based on a real car. I like that. I'm going to keep it. I don't need the recolor because it's not a real car. So recolor's out. We'll bag that up. Leave that here. Recolor done. And greetings from India. I'm doing well. And then, oh wait, so this one's out. This one stays. Let's get to that. Into the collection it goes. So, well, actually, I'm going to put it off to the side because I'm going to get to more Camaros in a second. So, let's see. Good thing is you could link this series of videos to any video. That's true. And I'm going to try and get, before we sell all these off, I might get pictures of these at least with some of these cars. All right, let's talk Chevelle. I don't know if that's the whole collection there. Let me look. Yeah, it goes into Corvette. We'll get in that in a second. I think these are all of this Chevelle SS. Really I was digging this casting. There's one premium version. I think this was a Junimai casting. And very interesting take, kind of modern, has kind of a JDM vibe. on this. And I always thought it was very interesting. And I started collecting it all, but I don't need it anymore. But first editions I do keep. So they actually, the interesting thing about the first editions, they did a Gulf, but then they changed it. And the second color of the first edition was actually Edelbrock. And then they did a recolor again in black. So this is an interesting, so going into the new model collection, it's 4 colors. These were all the same year. So the recolor, they went from Gulf to Edelbrock. Isn't that interesting? But they're all new models. So into the collection. Oh yeah, and the red was a Toys R Us, but it was off the new model. That's right, it was a Toys R Us exclusive. Hard to get too. But it was off of that new model recolor, so it's part of that new model series. So in it goes. And then I already have one of these in the Super Treasure Hunt collection. I have one of these in the Zamak collection. I have one of these in the Red Edition collection. I believe this was a Kmart or something, but I don't need it. So all these are out. They're going. Nice casting, but it's kind of served its purpose for me at this point. I don't think people are going to be demanding the history of that, and if they not want it, they can go get it. So, so we're going to bag that one up, make a lot of space. You can see how hard this is to do. Got Italy in here. That purple Super Treasure Hunt's a cool one because I remember that I always like to tell the stories of when I find supers. I actually found them in 2 different stores. I found them same day, 2 different stores. One at like 8 in the morning and one at 5 in the afternoon. The 2 stores are probably about 10 miles apart. Isn't that interesting? It was just like one on my way into work and one on my way out home. And I found them. It was very interesting. Same day. I like this casting. I'm perfectly happy with the first edition. There's that plain white version in Car Culture, like early Car Culture too. Man, we got Italy, Greece, Ireland, Bulgaria. Nice to see a lot of people here. You guys are towards the end of your Sunday. We're smack dab in the middle of ours here. Can't remember what version this one was. Maybe it was a basic. All right, but they're out. Look at that. Bagged up. Ready to go into the pile. Okay. That side is done. I was like, I wonder if I'll just bust through these and only be a couple of streams. We're only still at C. That's crazy. We have a busy summer. All right. Easy enough. This is a first edition. It is the Chevy SS. It is a Brazilian car. I have a soft spot for Brazilian cars based on my time living there. That goes into the new editions. Easily. There's also a Super Treasure Hunt that's in the Super Treasure Hunt collection. It's well represented. It'd be nice to see a premium version of that. Cool car. Cool car. All right, this one goes. This is from the modern classics like the Silverado casting that's came once. It's been gone ever since. I really like the chrome version of this one. I don't know. Should I keep it? Stay or go? You guys tell me. I have no real like attachment to it. It's kind of cool. I put it in the One Hit Wonders video. I like the chrome color on it. I don't know. So far I'm getting some keep it and stays. All right. You guys are saying to keep it, I'll keep it. So I'll put it into the collection here. Oh guys, I'm putting that in there and I'm still looking at these gassers and every bit of me wants to get rid of the gassers. I just do. I really like them, but I don't want them all. I'm going to continue to debate the gas. I just think it's just too important to keep it for now. But a day will come when I'm going to purge that. I'm going to purge that. All right. This was called again? Big Air Bel Air. Okay, first editions, those obviously stay. And there's 3 colors. The blue, the white, and this gold. I think it's the gold. Wait, was one of these like a Dollar General and one of these was like a GameStop? Is that true? Am I remembering that correctly? Like there were 2 store exclusives from the first edition. This really is a cool casting. This one I thought would get. See, this is a store exclusive. Maybe this is the one I'm thinking about. That's a Kroger. And then there's a Zamak. I'm inclined to keep these right now. I actually think it's a more interesting casting than the Gasser is right now. There's also I feel like we're gonna see this as a super treasure hunt. It just seems like a perfect super. And then there's the Toy Fair version too. I'm kind of into this casting. I think I'm gonna keep it. I just think it's super cool. When in doubt, kick it out. I'm not doubting this one. Gold is GameStop. Maybe the white was just a standard recolor, right? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm keeping it. I think I'm going to keep it. So we'll put the new models. We'll add those to this. I just think that this is a casting that its hype days are coming. And I don't know anything. I just have to think we're going to see this as a super treasure hunt one of these days. It would make a perfect super. And you know what I'm going to do? How many do we have? We have 5. So I'm going to move. Okay, watch. I'm going to nerd out for us. Here. I'm going to nerd out. Gasser's going to fall. Gasser's going to fall. Just reach carefully. Yeah, I want to see this as an RLC. I want to see it as a super. It's just too cool. All right, so, oops. So I'm going to move I have the Silverado coming. I'm going to move a couple of these up, making some space. I just want these together. The 55 Bel Air and the Big Air Bel Air. They just make sense together. So I know that I've got to add that there, and then we're going to add, here, I'll give you a view here. And these go in here. Too cool of a casting to ignore. So it's in. That case is done. Done. All right. Silverado, Gasser, Big Air, Bel Air. All right, this one fell. Let's get to Camaros. A lot of people liking the Big Air Bel Air. Look at that. Bearded Mug Media. Brian says Big Air is better than the 55. Super Treasure would be sick. Insider trading tips. What's your view on non-numbered RLCs getting released frequently? I think all RLCs should be non-numbered. I know that's not a popular opinion, but why number them? Like perception of rarity is more important than rarity. So don't number them. That's my opinion. Let's see. I'm looking at your comments here. IROC, Car Culture Mix. There's an upcoming car culture with the Big Air Bel Air. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad I'm keeping the Big Air Bel Air. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel good. Okay, this one this one will go into the first editions, right? So that's an easy one. But when they release the right there, the Boulevard version, I mean, just that Boulevard version is so perfect. It's so perfect. It's one of my favorite releases of 2023. But I will obviously keep this one, the Impala, and it's great. I'll keep it in the new models. Let's see here. It's great. There it goes. Yeah, I don't think they should number RLC anymore. I mean, when you're making 30,000, 35,000, 40,000, why number them? Because they keep, it's going to, like, there's more and more RLC members. These models are still desirable. They still, most of them sell out. So those numbers will keep increasing, and then we'll all grow kind of more discouraged, and we'll be defined by the numbers versus the desirability of the casting. And so they're relatively rare as RLC cars versus like basics. But you know, people are like, oh, they make 30,000. They should have made 3,000. Well, 3,000 would sell out in less than a second. All the bots would get them. Everybody would be mad. So I just think they don't need to. I don't think they need a number anymore. I think we're past that. Back in the day when it was 3, 4, 5, 6,000, sure. I think the convention cars keep them numbered because you want to know how many came from a convention, and some are like 4,500, 5,000, 6,000. But once you're over 10,000, yeah, don't number. I don't think. I think it doesn't benefit anybody. All right. There were first editions for this one. This was actually the mystery model. I'm not attached to it, but I think it's, when was this one? Someone want to look up when the Copo Camaro was the first edition? Can someone look at that for me? If it's before 2009, it's gone. If it was at 2009 or later, I'll keep it. Because it's kind of it was kind of an extension of the new model. This, so someone looked that up, it was new in 2011. All right, so I'll keep it. Okay, that one I'll put it in the new model section. And it goes. I didn't even show that on the screen. I just put it over here. Okay, this is another one that I've actually wanted to have this discussion because this is the first Falcon Tire version. I'm thinking of these cross-section collections. I'm thinking of a Falcon Tire collection. What do you guys think? So that would include, I don't have all of them, but there's not a ton of them. I'm still debating Golf. I'm still not sold on collecting all the Golf because I don't care that much, but the Falcon Tire I really like. And so like this Camaro, I would keep, I put this in a separate case, like all the Falcon cars. There's a couple Super Treasure Hunts, I think, that are Falcon models. There's a Toyota. Okay, I'm getting a lot of yeses here. A lot of yeses. All right, done. Done, done, done. You guys have, didn't take long. So let's start. I'll put this over here. Anything that, I'm not going to put these in order, obviously, yet, but I'm going to save this case here for Falcon Tire collection. I'm just going to, and then the other brands, like if we decide to go with Golf, I'm still not sold. But any of these brands like Moon Eyes, I already have the Moon Eyes collection, but like other brands that we might get to, I'll, like Advan, I'm considering Advan for that. And maybe there'll be some others that we'll get to. All right. Okay, hold on, guys. I've got to start a new. I already mentioned this before we get to the Camaros. Here's the. I put these off to the side so I can put the bigger Bel Air together. So we're starting a new, just regular collection case. So there's the wagons. There's the Camaro. There's the Nova. So that's started. Got a couple of other items that are already purged that I need to bag up that are from the Chevy collection. Both of these from the Hot Wheels Racing. I considered putting them in and I decided not to based on how I was going about it. So this goes into the purge collection. And so does this. Yeah, I just saw someone's mentioned the Cobalt. The Advan livery is great on the Datsuns and the R32. Those premium, so they're in it anyway, right? Because they're car culture. But there's some basic ones, right? What's the other one? Momo. Considering Momo too. All right, Camaros. Love this casting. Needs a lot more attention. It's a clean version. I don't have any reason to keep it. I do like it. This is just a random release of this Camaro. I think it needs a little more love. It was a Super Treasure Hunt last year. Debating this one. I think it can go because I have the Super Treasure Hunt, so it's in a cross-section collection. I'll have to pursue the new models at some point, and I would love to see this one hit premium at some point. I think it's a really nice casting, but I don't have too many cars like this that just have a standard. Never mind. I like it. No, 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 no. This wasn't a Toys R Us exclusive. I don't think it was. Was it? Someone look that up. Okay, okay. If it's cross section, kick it. What do you guys say? I'm a no on that. It's out. It's out. I don't need to have it. I'm not gonna go to bed at night going, "Hi, I'm so happy I have that," and I'm also not gonna go to bed fretting that I don't have it. Okay. New edition, so that one's in, or whatever, first edition. This was the recolor, right, for the first edition? And these, and then we moved to, wasn't this a 9-pack exclusive? I think all of these were. Oops. All these out. I'm actually happy to have the first editions on this one, so I'm keeping these. These will go in the first edition pile. These are out. We now have what we have the convention. I'm pretty happy with just, there's the RLC version and the convention version. So between RLC, let me put these back. RLC, convention, and the first editions, I think we're good. CHP version I should keep. I'm not gonna. That's for someone else. I'm just happy the way I imagine the IROC. I'm good with that. So I'm happy to. I don't need all of these. I think I've got a nice representation of that casting. The Purging. Must have the yellow one, said David Beeson. Well, you're gonna have your chance. You're gonna have your chance. Because it's going into the purge pile. I've been asked if some of these I would sign. I don't know if I want to sign the car, but I guess we could talk. And I don't know how these are going to be fulfilled. I may not. Once I sell them, they might be fulfilled elsewhere, but we'll talk about that. I might be sending these on and having some other people send them, mail them. All right, look. Another empty case, and we're almost at an hour. Whoa, that's fast. That is fast. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. So maybe we can finish. Let's go. Let's finish Chevy. Should we finish Chevy? Like, we literally started in the B. We've done one letter. Granted, it's C. Cadillac and Chevy. Let's keep going real quick. Right? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I do like to keep these in that hour range, but... Or should we... Let's see. Okay. This is easy. First edition. When was this a first edition? This is the 69 Corvette. You want to tell me when that was a first edition? I'm keeping it, no matter what. There were 3 colors of this one, including this fabulous pearl white Kmart. I'm looking at your comments here real quick. You're already talking about the Greenwood. We'll get to the Greenwood in a second. Anyway, if anyone can tell me, does one not have international shipping? Yeah, if you can download the app, we can send it to you. 2006. You know, I'm gonna. So it won't go into the new models collection, but I like those a lot. So let's just put it in the Chevy collection. I don't need the other versions of this one. Yeah, I'm looking at this collection here. Okay, yeah. This was the 69 Corvette. There was the Copo Corvette too. But I like that. I don't need any. There was a Super Treasure Hunt, so there's a Super Treasure Hunt 69 Corvette. Here's the Toy Fair Copo. I have no other Copos. I used to have the first edition. I'll probably pursue that again if I'm going to pursue all the new models. It was based on this. Actually, the new model was based on this number 43 Toy Fair. The Toy Fair is based on that one. And then there's the Garner version in premium. All right, Greenwood. That's easy. Stan, of course. There's no first edition because the first Greenwood was premium. Oh, yes. It's well known. Put this back. Greenwood is an all-timer for me. It's a top 5, if not a top 3. So let me get out the collection and just so I don't drop any. There's one. Let's put these together. This is the one that has a Super Treasure Hunt counterpart. I'm not keen on all these decos, but there are a few castings that I'm going to be a completist on. There's a Zamak, which also goes into that cross-section collection. I mean, this is just easy. I love the Greenwood. That was a Kroger exclusive. Red edition. Recolor. And then this is the one so far. Has there been a recolor of this one? Of this art car? I don't know. Got some, I did that Lamley exclusive Greenwood. Well, not Lamley, like the one I did with Malaya. And so I'm going to add these right now. And I have other plans with the Greenwood casting. I'll talk about that later. All right, we need a Dayton die-cast divider here. Let's add that one in. Inserted perfectly. Such a brilliant design, the Dayton die. We can talk about that right now while we're going. DaytonDiecast.com. You can get your packs of these dividers. They're so worth it. If you have a lot of bigger cars and you don't have as much of a need, then buy a smaller pack. He has them in multiples of, I think, like 20, 50, 100, something like that. So if you don't need to buy a lot of them, you don't have to. And it's all free shipping in the U.S. this just, I think, till the end of the day Sunday. If you're watching Dayton Diecast, is that true? Till the end of the day tonight. End of the night tonight. There we go. Greenwood Corvette collection. All safe and secure. I thought about this one, but no. It was going to go into the collection, but I don't care. Okay. Yeah, let's finish the vets right now. So this one I'll keep. This is the ZR1. There's a first edition of that. So these are I'm gonna have to find, right? That's an 09 ZR1. I think this was in the first edition. This, I believe, is a first edition. I believe this one is a first edition. They tend to do plain Corvettes. Yes, till midnight tonight. Get a 2-pack for $5 shipped if you only need a few. Great. First edition. I believe these are all first edition, so I'm going to add them all. And I'll check them later, but I think these are all outside of this one, which will go into the, well, I may purge. It's so nice. This was from a special series. I don't remember which one. I don't know. I'll debate that one. I just like the wheels. First edition. First edition. So let's add those. This one goes to the regular collection. Boom, done. Yeah, I like that vet. I just think it's the design is so cool. And then all of these will go into the first editions, and then I'm going to have to go through. There's so many Corvettes that I'm going to have to figure out what was first edition and what wasn't. Man, time goes fast, right? I'll probably do this for another hour. But I got other things to do. All right. Let's just do a quick turn around to the Corvette here, finish it off. All right. These are all first edition. So there was the yellow of the C8R. Then there was the Target exclusive. And then the recolor, the reverse. Those are easy. They stay in the first edition. This one can go. I have no attachment to that. Like the casting, but we've got what? We've got it in premium, right? We actually have this yellow version in premium in Team Transport, and we have the Chase. The very first Chase was the C8R, very first car culture Chase. So that one, so I don't need that one. I'm happy with just the first editions. They're also based on the actual racing livery, so I love that. This one started as an ID. It was a Super Treasure Hunt, right? So I've already got that in the Super Treasure Hunt cross section collection. I have the ID version in the ID collection, so I don't need that one. And the casting's not great. It's not my type. So I don't think it's a casting I'm going to collect anyway. So that one's out. So let's add the first editions to that collection. 1, 2, 3. And guys, guess what we're getting to next week? We had some big hitters. Well, let's bag these up. We had some big hitters last week, right? Or today, with the Silverado and the Gasser. Both survived. Datsun. Could be a bloodbath. Datsun might be a bloodbath. I don't know. I'll move this off. Let's see, what do we have? Just as a little preview. So you can see there's the 240Z. There's a lot of premium versions of those. .510 Coupe. One of the OG JDM castings from Hot Wheels. We'll have to really talk about that. We'll see. There's even a couple variations. There's still, a couple variations there. There's the wagon. There's the 620 pickup. Yeah, my opinion on some of these are very similar to my opinion on the Gasser. So I'm gonna have to think about it. And I have a week to think about it. You can see too, this is where the Dayton diecast stuff becomes so valuable. Look how my Datsun collection had to I had to gap it. Now I'll be able to condense it. Just condensing that with the Dayton diecast dividers is help enough. But yeah, I don't think I think the 620 wagon has lost some of its, or the 620 pickup has lost some of its luster a little bit. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. You guys think about it. I'm most likely going to stream Saturday midday and then Sunday midday next week. I still got a few things to work through timing wise, but I'll get those scheduled so that you guys can join me. And I do enjoy your comments. You guys really do help. And sometimes I want a direct response. Other times I just want to see I kind of register your comments and think about it. And then we'll go from there. So, all right, we're through C. 2 days of streaming and we're through C. We got, there's what we did. That's it. So we got all that down there, and we got some stuff to do. We got some work ahead of us. Hope you guys are liking these. I'm out of here. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday. I'll start prepping for the sales here in a few weeks, but we'll do more Purge live streams next week. We'll have some videos. They're ready to go. They'll start dropping here real soon this week. Thanks, everybody. Bye.